Good evening. Welcome to Solution Seekers. Of course, I'm Kelly. Um, Real question of the night is how is everybody maintaining? Um, to the best of your ability, I hope. Me, myself, just doing as well as expected. No change is no change. And a lot of times it's a quality problem that yeah, it could be so much worse. I had a death in somebody that's close to me, and his family had a death. His father passed a couple days ago. My cousin's mother died like 3 weeks ago. Another friend of mine, her father has the virus and he's within their household and they have no idea how he caught it. And he's in that sort of almost high risk area. It's very difficult to manage, but for all intents and purposes, what other choice do we have? I think that the one of the most difficult ways of dealing with any situation is trying to emotionally detach yourself from the situation because on the onset of any problem or any issue or circumstance, it's kind of hard to distance yourself when it's in your life. But I think that the more we go through it, the more that we can depend and rely upon others to kind of like give us some motivation or impactful feedback on our perspective, and possibly even, man, just check up on somebody. That's what I've been doing, and ever since I'm in a position to where a lot of people tell me a lot of things, and I always try to follow up on it, because I look at everything just like a job. You go, if there's something that you really want, like a job interview, after you go to the interview, you always check back in, check up. I mean, that's most people don't do that, but I like to think that if you do what everybody does, you get the same results that everybody else does, and I'm always trying to seek to go one up on that. Um, it's I think it's one of the most gracious things that a person can do is to continually check up on somebody even when they don't know it, because I think a lot of people really need that at any given certain time. It makes them feel like, oh, man, damn, I feel valuable. Somebody's checking up on me. I kind of like it, although I would never admit it. Yeah, I don't. It's not even a point of having anybody respond in my situation, but it just that knowing somebody's checking up on me and caring, giving a crap about me, that means the world to me. Because you know what, prior to 2012, I never had that. If I can really tell it like it really was, I didn't have it. I couldn't express it, and none of my in no areas of my life could I express anything like that. It wasn't until I started making some gradual changes and being able to tack on what life drops on my doorstep. Or a lot of times I'm helping people who are going through some of the same situations or even worse situations than I face. But if not now, then when? When are you going to deal with it? You can't just arbitrarily just run from anything. You're just going to have to face it, because let's be honest. Our physical capacity to run from problems only goes so far. Those issues will never get tired. They will never stop coming at you. And typically, I think that the situation gets a lot worse because for years, for decades, I ran from some certain issues in my life, and that they were just slowly bobbing right behind me, just floating around. When I would get tired, they would come. And sometimes they were magnified. So looking back at that today, I just don't try to run from any type of problem. I try to run to it, make the best decision possible, and if I fail, I just learn something. But I think it's better to do something as opposed to letting life make a decision for me. And I try to express this to a lot of people, but you know what? Some people just don't get it. But you know what? That's not up to me to do that. Only thing I can do is just give somebody some information, and and just try to give them my perspective, because a lot of them have watched me go through different phases and stages of my life, and I kind of look back and I was like, that self-talk in my head tells me, oh, you're never going to do this, you're never going to do that. But if I kind of like look back over the last few years, and man, I actually did something that I never thought I would be able to do. It's been, the last past week hasn't been an easy walk for me. Trying to ascertain what my status is with my job at the university that I work at, and since I'm part time, which is considered occasional workers, I'm not covered. So trying to get the university to make an assessment of what my what my status is has been, if anything, interesting. And you know what? I didn't even allow it to get to me. It's just, man, it's never been easy. And I can't expect for anything to change right now. What I can do is look at it as that our roads are paved with different types of easement. What I mean by that, when things get a little easier in some regards, in some regards, everything has just been a shit show to a greater or lesser degree for me. But I'm still here trudging away, trying to tackle them the best that I possibly can. I don't. Nothing's ever been easy. I don't appreciate easy. I like things to be interesting and keep it a little difficult. Because I'm someone who invests, and being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And when things are going good, I get a little shocked and dismayed, and man, where's the bump in the road? Because life, and then I wake up the next morning, open the door, and there it is. And that's where I have that challenge, and that's when I come alive. And because it's never about me. If it comes about me, I'm focusing more on the human condition. If you watch any of my other videos, I've expressed the human condition as opposed to the human spirit. The human condition is the me and the now, and what I want, what I need, and what can pacify me, and what's a distraction, what's a temporary reprieve from the bigger issues. But if I invest in the human spirit, which is long term, which is ongoing, and it's timeless, and and collectively, if we could just see the human spirit as something that can magnify our given situation. I was talking to some people the last couple of days, and how everything seemed to be that with this COVID situation we're faced collectively, we all have to deal with the same issues. It seemed to be that people were starting to come together, but lately there's been a flux, and that a lot of people are just getting back to their normal, baseless, opinionated selves, and not really supporting the next person, which is human nature. Sadly, as sad as that sounds, but from my perspective, it's just that's what people do. I like to think that a lot of people are having a very difficult time, and the only way for them to actually get through that moment is lashing out at somebody else. I've had a few friends lash at me, and I thought, damn, really? But everybody's going through something, and a lot of people don't believe in the process of the communication. They can just hold it, bottle it up, and it just implodes. Not having a lot of people work from home. They're having their kids around, just too much free time, too much time to think, and they don't know what to do. It's not they don't know what to do. They just don't know how to manage all that time that they have on themselves, plus all these other issues coming out. And a lot of people have a lot of serious medical issues, financial issues, relationship issues, just issues just in general. Thankfully I don't have one of those, because I'm not really worried about anything, because I did not create the situation. So I can only focus on that which I create. What's my best way for me to respond back to any type of situation that affects me? Okay, now what's my solution? The solution seekers. A lot of times I can't come up with the own solution myself. I have to talk to somebody, because in my best thinking, I will still question each and every move that I want to make. But I think that no matter what we face in these uncertain times, that everything is just possible. Everything is just doable. Just one thing at a time. And watching the news, listening to the politicians, and seeing that people just have an agenda, and that sometimes, a lot of times, that agenda goes contrary to what we feel that we need at any given certain time, because it's not pacifying or taking care of an immediate need that we have. But and the course of the matter is, only thing I can do is shore myself up emotionally for whatever happens, because, like I said, it's a lot of things that happen are just way bigger than myself. And what can I possibly do? But what I can do is try to encourage, motivate, and inspire hope into my fellow human being, and that for me, that's my daily reprieve, and that's something I look forward to doing every day. And some days I don't do it. Some other days I just go all in with it, helping people, dropping stuff off. What can I do to be of service to somebody, to mankind? Even to myself. so much gratitude and seeing myself doing some things I never thought I would be able to do is a way of shoring up my self-esteem, my self-awareness, my self-confidence in a way that this self-talk that happens at times it's just a balance point, I believe. And in case nobody has told you today, nobody's told you that you care, that you matter, you're special, you're unique, and that they love you, I do, and I'm telling you now. All right, people, you have a great Saturday night. I have to go make a couple of runs, and hopefully I'll check in with you tomorrow. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.